All right, my people, we are back again. I hope all of you are doing good. Wherever you are coming from, and wherever you're watching from, I say you're highly welcome and God bless you. Now, let's talk about this man right here, Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa. We heard that, yes, he's worth $32 million and he's from Nigeria. Yes, he has a lot of investment in cement, fertilizer, agriculture, and oil refinery. Yes, that's what he's doing around the continent. Now, this man owns the biggest oil refinery in Africa, based in Nigeria, with $16 billion. Yes. Now, Aliko Dangote went to this country over here, Kenya, one of the most beautiful places in Africa. And when he went there, he was talking about a place there called Mombasa. What does he want to do there? Mombasa is actually a beautiful place, one of course. Now, why did he talk about that place? Yes. Well, he speak about the building of one of the biggest oil refinery in East Africa. Yes, that is the reason why he went there. He wanted to be involved in that greatest project, mega project that is going to be happening over there. He expressed a strong preference for Mombasa over Tanga in Tanzania to build this mega project. Now, Mombasa is in Kenya, while Tanga is in Tanzania. So exactly two different countries, right? Now, why did he choose Mombasa over Tanga? It's because of one person, William Ruto, the president of Kenya. Yes, William Ruto made a speech a couple of weeks ago saying that East Africa needs to build their own oil refinery. They need to come together and build their own oil refinery. Why? Because Africa imports most of its refined oil. Yes, let me break this down. This is crude oil, which looks like muddy water. Yes, you can't use it in your cars. It won't work. It will actually break down your cars. So it actually needs to be processed, burned, and filtered to recreate many other products that can be usable to many machines. Yes, your cars, aeroplanes, and all those. Yes, all the vehicles you can find. Yes, that's what it needs to do. So that is why it's necessary to have an oil refinery in your country so that you'll be able to process the crude oil. You get it? So many African countries have crude oil but does not have oil refinery. So that is why they have to buy their refined oil from countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and others. Yes, you can see, you can name it. You see, so and now because of the ongoing war in the Middle East, many people have opened their eyes to the reality. So Aliko Dangote says that he preferred Mombasa over Tanga because of William Ruto's decisions. Let's listen.
The private sector and us will invest in the refinery. And by the way, we are discussing a refinery in Tanzania.
The two of you?
Yes, we are not discussing a refinery in Kenya or Uganda. We are discussing that we're going to have a joint refinery in Tanga to benefit all of us, because that refinery is going to take on board the oil from DRC, the oil from Kenya, the oil from South Sudan, the oil from Uganda. And we will just need to build a short pipeline from Tanga to Mombasa, and the finished product will use the pipeline that we already jointly own with Uganda. So all our assets become profit.
Now, don't be confused, okay? Ruto mentioned Tanga in Tanzania, not his own Kenya first. Yes, he didn't mention his country. Why did Ruto did that? He did that because he believes in the brotherhood of Pan-Africanism, the idea behind it. He said African countries in the East like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Congo, South Sudan should come together and build their own oil refinery instead of bringing refined oil from foreign countries. You get it? Why did he take that stance? Because this is going to create jobs for the people, makes things easier, and price of oil very cheap in Africa. Yes, likely to become very cheap because they are refining their own oil. You get it? Now, after Ruto made that comment of saying that we need to come together and build our own oil refinery in Tanga in Tanzania, there was a backlash from the leader of Tanzania. Instead of a positive reply, she said this. Let's listen.
Nilimbana Ruto. Kaambia umekwenda kutangaza refinery Tanga, mbona mimi sijui? Asa atasema mwenyewe pale kwa nini katangaza.
Alright, so Tanzania president publicly told William Ruto that, guy, who told you should go and announce to people that you want to build oil refinery in Tanga? You want to do this biggest project in my country without informing me first? Who give you the audacity? Yes, that is what this Samia Hussein or whatever is saying. Yes. Now, she didn't say it well, because I think this is an opportunity for your people and even your country. So why would you say like they should inform you before? I don't get it. But even if she have to say this, she have to just go privately and talk with William Ruto over this, because these are neighbors. You get me? So it's like she did not do it well, and this is a disgrace to the continent, right? Yeah, it's a huge disgrace to the continent by talking like that. Now that's just the way, but many people believe that she did that because of William Ruto comment a few hours after the election in Tanzania. Yes, you know, in Tanzania, the president Samia Hussein won the election by 98% vote. Yes, that's what happened, and many people were offended by that. People stood against the opposite that no, it doesn't happen that way. You can't win by 98%. It doesn't happen. How can you win away? Like you should say, like, okay, I've done something like 57%, 53%. That would be acceptable rather than saying 98%. Like, well, what the hell is that? So you see, in Tanzania, many people took to the street and protested, and even many people were unalive. Yes, that's what happened. So William Ruto had an interview with Al Jazeera where the journalist asked him a simple question: that do you believe you can win an election with 98%? And he said this. Let's listen to that.
In a democracy, for example, in Kenya, you can never get 96%.
So it's not a democracy anymore then?
That is you saying. Every country have a way of them doing their stuff. But I think the primary thing is democracy is the best governance system. It's not tidy always. It is not always easy, you know, because there are all manner of...
Now, you all can see that William Ruto says that in Kenya, you can win the election by 98%, which is not possible. It's not possible. So he was trying to do his best not to offend anybody. But the truth be told, he actually lay emphasis on it that, okay, in a democratically elected governance, or in democracy is a good governance, is the best form of governance. That's what he's trying to say. Like, what do you mean? You get it? He's trying to be diplomatic. So you're saying like in democracy, no, you can't do that because it's very tight, it's very hard. People have their own selective body. You get it? People have the peoples that they believe in. So you can't actually get that. So in this case, I would say this woman can be offended somehow depending on the emotional structure of women. You know how it is. So she can say, okay, what do you mean? Like, you don't like the way I won the election in my country. You don't want me to be the leader of my people. How do you mean? How do you mean saying democracy? That means I'm not practicing democracy. That's what you want to say. Yes, it's just something scenario like that. So people believe that that's the reason why she did this. So that's just by the way. It is what it is. She has actually what caused the promotion. She has actually did what she thinks is best for her. But that is a disgrace to the continent. Moreover, let's move to the reason we're here. Dangote. Let's talk about Dangote. Now, Dangote is saying that he preferred Mombasa over Tanga. That is a way of sending a clear message that if you are not ready to do this, then we, the people that are ready, we are going to do this without your permission, without you. It's not needed for we to do it in Tanga specifically. No, we can do it in Mombasa. Yes, if you don't like development, others like it. Yes, that's what Dangote is trying to say over here. Are you getting me?
Naambiwa ya kwamba tangazo letu kwamba tujenge refinery pale Tanga imewakera kiasi. Lo, ningejua ningetangaza hiyo refinery ijengwe Mombasa, because the building of a refinery is a big opportunity to business, big opportunity for industrialization, big opportunity for petrochemical industries, fertilizer industries, plastics industries. And when I had a conversation with President Museveni, our discussion was about how to industrialize our region using our resources, that our oil resources, our mineral resources, our agricultural resources should be used to industrialize our region. It is my belief and that of the leaders in our region that whatever raw materials we have, be it natural resources, energy resources, should be used for the industrialization of our region so that we can create wealth here. We can create jobs here. We can expand opportunities here. We can have industries here. The good people of Tanzania, you are lucky that we are discussing how to build a refinery in Tanga. It is an investment that the government of Kenya is willing to invest. The government of Uganda is willing to invest. You have heard, I'm sure, my good brother Paul Kagame, I'm told, said yesterday they are willing to invest. And many other countries are willing to invest.
Now, you see, William Ruto came back to correct himself. Yes, he said, oh, I should have actually mentioned my country. Why should I go and mention somebody's country? I should have actually done that. But I believe he did this because he believes in the people of Tanzania, like brotherhood. You know, he believes in that Pan-Africanism, the unity of Africa, you know, that ideology. So I think he didn't do anything wrong by mentioning Tanga in Tanzania. But I think the leader over there is the problem. The leader, that woman, is the problem. You see how sometimes women can behave, but I'm not attacking here. I'm just saying what is the truth. Now, so that's what William Ruto said. I should have mentioned my place rather than mentioning somebody's own. So that's just by the way. Now, what is the reason behind this mega project? Yeah, let's look at that. This project will what? Create energy security for East Africa. You know, East Africa imports most of its refined oil, and having local refinery will reduces vulnerability to global supply shocks like what is happening in the Middle East. I get it. Always keep this in mind. The main reason why you and I are not feeling the heat of the war of oil in the Middle East is because of Aliko Dangote. He is playing a major role in supplying most of your country and my country. Yes, most of our country. He is playing a major role in that. Now, Africa exports crude oil in most cases, but imports expensive products. And local refinery gives more economic benefit to create jobs, pay taxes, and make foreign exchange savings on the continent. Yeah, that's what is going to happen. So right now, Dangote Refinery is playing a major role. He refines about 650,000 barrels per day in Lagos State, Nigeria. Dangote Refinery exported oil in many countries like Ghana, Cameroon, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, and beyond during this time when the Gulf state decided to go to war with each other. Yes, so that is why you are not feeling the pressure as much as you have to. Yes, that's what is happening. Now, how do Africa get its petroleum refined product? Okay, most African countries have limited refinery capacity. Some African countries have crude oil but have no refinery because they have failed to build one. Yes, they have failed to build one. The continent produces plenty of crude oil like in Nigeria, Angola, but refine a fraction of that domestically. Yes, that is why they have to import oil from other countries like India, Asia, and in the Middle East. Yes. Now, someone asked me, what about South Africa? Okay, here's the thing. South Africa doesn't import refined oil as much of that because they have their own refinery, but they don't have crude oil. That's what you must understand. So South Africa imports crude oil, plenty of that, and their crude oil mostly comes from Nigeria to be able to enable the country to supply to their people. And also, South Africa has a company called Saso, which creates artificial oil, which works for certain machines, not for certain machines. Yes, that's what happened. So this project will actually change the face of Africa if this project is brought in by making a shift from importer to regional supplier. That's what is going to happen. So a second Dangote mega refinery will boost intra-African trade and refined products and reduce dependence on distant suppliers. It also provides competitions and efficiencies. More local refinery, this is what they will do, will make oil cost less in your country. You get it? So Dangote is going to invest tremendously into this new project, and also many countries are going to be involved in this project. So right now, a lot of people's eyes has opened due to what is currently happening in the Middle East. So Aliko Dangote went to Kenya and says that he can build this mega refinery in Kenya, in East Africa. Are you getting me? So Aliko Dangote has expressed his aim of building this refinery in Mombasa rather than Tanga because of the current situation going on. Now, guys, what do you think about what is going on? Do you think there's a problem with what the Tanzania leader said, or our person, William Ruto, have just done it the other way, mention his own place rather than going to mention somebody's place, while the person is not ready for improvement or development? What do you think? And what do you think about this mega project? Do you think this is going to help East Africa and other African nations are going to also benefit from this? Whatever it is, just let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching this channel.